Hi everyone, I'm Dawn. Welcome to my channel. Thank you for visiting with me today. So in this video, we are going to revisit the Madeline Soto case. And we're just going to go over the timeline, and I'm going to add in my verbal notes as I feel necessary. Now I'm doing this because I want to keep her name alive. I want to keep this case alive. I don't want anyone forgetting about it. So let's just get started. I'm going to put my glasses on. Hopefully the glare won't bother you. So Madeline Soto was a little girl, lived in Kissimmee, Florida with her mom, Jen Soto, and she turned 13 on February 22nd, 2024, excuse me. On Sunday, February 25th, Madeline actually celebrated her 13th birthday at a party at her grandma's house, which her mom didn't attend because her mother had to work that day into the night. On Monday, February 26th, Maddie was supposedly driven to school by Madeline's mom's boyfriend, Stephan Sterns, and he claimed he dropped her off at a nearby church. Of course, now we all know that that did not happen, but that was his claim. And yeah, he's a liar. Madeline's mom, Jen Soto, went to the school to pick Maddie up at 4:30 at Hunters Creek Middle School and found out from a teacher. After she didn't see Madeline there, she made some phone calls and found out from a teacher that Madeline hadn't been in school all day. So I don't think Jen called. I think it was her mom, Madeline's grandma, and Madeline's aunt that called 911. And they made 3 or 4 phone calls, and the police didn't show up till between 8 and 8:30 p.m. And so about 8:30, Madeline was officially reported missing, and the Orange County Sheriff's deputy met the mom out there, and they canvassed the area and searched with a bloodhound, but they didn't find anything. And the next day, February 27th, Madeline's missing poster was released, and the search was widened, and Stephan Sterns and mom were interviewed. Mom was interviewed by Fox 35, but I think they were both interviewed by WESH. On February 28th, the Orange County Sheriff John Mina had a press conference regarding the search, and that evening at 9:52 p.m., Sterns was arrested on unrelated charges. And he was named the prime suspect in Madeline's case. Of course, now we know those charges were related to CP found on his phone. He told the police that they could search his phone. They told the police that they could search his phone, and he had factory reset it, so I guess he got rid of all the nasty little images he had on there. But he didn't, and they were able to find them. So he was arrested for that and then considered the prime suspect in what happened to Maddie. On Friday, March 1st, Sheriff Mina announced that police were confident that Madeline was no longer alive. And at 4:30 p.m., Madeline's body was found off a Hickory Tree Road in Osceola County in St. Cloud. On Saturday, March 2nd, Sterns skipped his first court appearance because he's a coward. He's, to this day, he has not made an appearance in court, but he's going to eventually have to show up. I think it's this. I'm sorry, I had to look at a note there. On Tuesday, March 12th, 60 more charges were filed against Sterns related to photos and videos found on his cell phone. He has not been charged in Madeline's disappearance or unaliving, but the charges do include battery, lewd and lascivious, and possession of CP. It ended up being over, from what I understand from the district attorney's office, over 1,700 videos and photos. And I will try and find out who it was, but there was a gentleman with the district attorney's office or the state attorney's office that said that they were all of Madeline. So And on April 24th, Stephan Sterns was charged with the first-degree unaliving of Madeline. So I'm going to go ahead and attach some interviews here. One is just an audio, and then there's 2 interviews with Jen and with Stephan Sterns.
Question is if I can have your first, your last name, and spell them both out for me.
Okay. Jennifer Soto, JENNIFERSOTO.
Mother.
Mother.
Jennifer, tell me how you feeling right now.
I feel like I can't breathe. All I keep thinking about is, where is she? Is she safe? Is she okay? But we're all a wreck. My entire family is a mess. We're just so worried.
When did you first realize, or when did you file a missing report?
We filed a missing report. We called the police at like 4:45 yesterday, 4:45 p.m. But she actually went missing early that morning, around between 8:45 and 9 o'clock in the morning. She went missing. We had dropped her off close to the school. She wanted to walk the rest of the way. Sorry. That should be it. Sorry about that. We dropped her off at school, close to school. She wanted to walk the rest of the way. I'm not sure what I'm allowed to share.
You can share whatever you feel comfortable sharing. I know you had conversations with detectives. Not sure what that conversation is, but whichever you feel comfortable sharing, that will put the awareness out there.
Yeah, she was spotted walking by the church, by the middle school, on the cameras. They saw her hang out in the parking lot for a little bit and then get up and leave. They didn't see a vehicle or anything else. They just saw her walk away around 9 a.m. heading towards the school, but she never made it. Yeah.
What has the school said? Have you given in contact with the school?
Yes, that they're doing everything they can. They've given me all their resources. The principal's called me. They've looked at their cameras. I don't think they've caught anything on the cameras is too far away from the sidewalk. Everything is too grainy, so they can't see specific faces. But they've looked. I'm just waiting to hear anything else from them.
Is this normal behavior?
Not at all.
To just not show up or call or text or anything?
Not at all, no. She, from time to time, she will leave her cell phone at home accidentally, and that's actually what happened yesterday. She left her phone at home. She went to school. But that happens from time to time. She's got ADHD, her memory. She's very forgetful. So yeah, there's no way to track her right now because the detectives now have her phone. But this isn't normal behavior now.
What was the last thing, I guess, the conversation that you two had, you and your daughter?
We spoke about her birthday party. She had a birthday party on Sunday. She had a great time. I couldn't make it because I was working. But she had an amazing time. She was so happy with all her gifts. I told her good night, and yeah, that was it. I wasn't the one who took her to school in the morning. That was my partner. But yeah.
13?
She's 13 years old, yes.
13, Madeline?
Madeline.
What are you thinking right now?
In my heart, I feel like somebody took her. This isn't like her to just pick up and run away, or just not go to school. I don't know what to think.
Friends, the friends' parents, you've contacted and went through
Everyone.
every single person?
Everyone that we know that she knows, we've contacted them all, reached out to them. The parents have gone out to search and look for her as well. And we haven't come up with anything yet.
I've seen a lot of posts on Facebook, Hunters Creek, rants and raves and what have you. Did people say that they were going to conduct some type of like search party or anything?
A lot of people have asked me to volunteer, like if there is one, if they can do one. I have people passing out flyers, going to every store in that vicinity, a gas station, church. I think people were being stopped in the street this morning in front of the school to see if they've seen anything, if they've heard anything. My family they're going all out right now. Yeah.
I know as a mother, a lot is going on in your brain.
So much.
To bring her back home. What have the law enforcement told you that you are able to share?
I mean, that they're doing the best they can. They've had detectives come out, interview us. They took a piece of her clothing for the canine dog to see if they can sniff her out. I'm not sure when that's being done.
Do you have any inkling where she possibly could be? Like if you would say, okay, last time I went to work and came back, she was at James' house or Sabrina's house, and maybe I forgot to check that house, or she played at this park one week and maybe she went back there or something like that.
We've looked everywhere we could have thought, and anywhere she would have been. She would have known to wait for me at the school. But we did check if she could have walked. My mom's office is close to the school. We checked there. We checked the walking paths that she could have taken. We've checked all of her friend's house. I think we've checked everywhere I could think of, honestly.
What do you think? Oh gosh, I just had to tip my tongue. What was she wearing?
She was last seen wearing a green hoodie, black shorts, white Crocs, a black JanSport backpack with gray hibiscus flowers on it. That's about it.
And you said this is not like her.
Not at all.
To run away, an argument, anything like that to provoke her?
She's never done anything like this, no. And we haven't had any arguments recently to have this outcome.
What school?
Hunters Creek Middle School.
Tom, any questions?
No.
Is there anything that you think our viewers would need to know about the way you're feeling, the way the family's feeling, Madeline?
We are desperate for any answers, anything that you could do to help. I'm here for it. Just please, if you see my daughter, just please bring her home. I just hope you're okay, Maddie. I hope you're safe. I hope you're not hurt. I just hope she's okay.
When did you notice that she was missing? Because this was at the beginning of the morning.
She got dropped off in the morning. We did not notice until after school pickup at 4 o'clock when I went to go pick her up, and she wasn't at school.
So we're going in 24 hours now.
Yeah.
Just about.
Yeah.
Nothing.
Nothing. No word. No text message. No messages anywhere from her. I've looked at all her social medias. I've looked at all her games she could have played with. Any app. No weird conversations. Nothing strange. Everything was conversations with just normal friends or us.
She knows how to get home by herself, as if, like, let's just say, take a bus or an Uber or something like that. She would know how to get home alone, correct?
I'm not sure. I don't know if she would know how to get home. Maybe, I mean, I'm thinking if someone got in the car with her and if she pointed the way, what roads, she probably could figure out how to get. But like, does she know her full address? I don't think she does.
Which would give me it just puts in my brain that she always comes home with someone.
She always comes home with me.
There's no need for her to really learn. Okay. And you said no time? I think that was everything. All right, the first question is if I can get your first and last name and spell them both out for me.
Stephan Sterns, Stephan Sterns.
All right, so Stephan, you seem very emotional right now. Explain to us.
I dropped her off. Everything looked fine when I drove away. It's the last time we saw her.
What were the conversations that y'all had in the car when you dropped her off?
Not much. She was asleep for most of the way. Told her have a good day at school when she got out. I love her. She said thanks, love you too. That was it.
And so where do you think she could possibly be? I mean, this isn't, as I was told, this isn't normal behavior.
This is not normal behavior. She's not the type that would just run off. We don't know where she can be. And we're scared. We just want her home.
Are you, in a sense, blaming yourself?
It's hard not to.
Why?
I dropped her off early. I could have waited longer. She looked okay. She was walking towards the school when I saw her. It was like any other day, so I went on with my day. It's hard not to blame myself.
What has the conversation been with Jen since?
She's been a lot stronger than me. She's been holding it together really well, but it just keeps coming in waves. Just the reality keeps hitting. And we don't know where she is. We don't know if she's safe. We're just scared. We just want her home.
Have you, like, literally put boots on the ground, went out?
Yeah, I even went out with the cops where I had dropped her off. And we looked all up and down the road, all along the communities, and there was nothing helpful. None of the cameras were pointing the street. Nothing, which in 2024 was surprising. The church across the street had some cameras, and they mentioned seeing her waiting around in the parking lot for a while before moving on, and that was it. But it was grainy. It was grainy footage, and not much else.
Does it seem like she walked west, east?
They said in the direction of the school. I'm not sure what that is.
What was the language? Not language verbally, body language. When you dropped her off, did she seem happy? Was she like, I'm going to meet my friends?
Happy. She had a happy weekend. She just turned 13. She had her 13th birthday party. She was happy that we were all together here, and she's just very happy. She was a happy kid. She's very sweet. She's a very sweet girl. She brings a lot of joy to us, and we just not knowing.
So the unknown is killing you.
Yeah, it's like our whole world is upside down. Not feeling her presence here is... Sorry. It's hard.
Oh no, you're fine. No need to apologize. What do you want our viewers to know when they see this?
She's a sweetheart. She's a very sweet, kind girl. Just please be nice to her. Bring her home if you find her. Tell her that we love her. Wherever she is, I hope she's okay.
I mean, if someone were to come in contact with her and you gave me her diagnoses, would it be easy to approach her without any, like, agitation or anything?
Yeah. she's a good kid. She's a good kid.
If you can sum up in one complete sentence, waking up, getting ready to drop her off at school, dropping her off at school, to now speaking to me after talking to the police about her being missing for over 24 hours right now. In one complete sentence, what would that be?
A living nightmare. It's a living nightmare. Day started off like any other. And I just want to wake up and just get hit with waves of the reality just it's setting in. As soon as it got dark last night, we started falling apart because we knew it wasn't going to come to an end. And now we're going on 24 hours and still nothing. Just conflicting reports here and there. People say they see this or that. None of it's conclusive and none of it's helpful. We just want our baby girl back.
Tom, any questions?
No, I'm good.
I know that you already spoke to the other detective, right, about everything that kind of happened today. If you can just kind of go over it with us one more time, the timeline from like when you guys woke up and took her to school and all that.
So we woke up early. The plan was that we were going to get McDonald's breakfast on the way, so we made amazingly good time getting
I don't mean
out
to
the door.
interrupt you, okay? Neither of us were here yesterday, so if you can be kind of like specific about like times and stuff like that, okay?
Woke up around 7:15, somewhere around there, which is an early start for us, but we had talked about getting McDonald's breakfast beforehand, so we wanted to make good time. We did make good time. We got out the door maybe 7:30ish, 7:45ish maybe. Got over to that area. She was asleep in the car most of the time, just snoozing until we got there. We got to McDonald's. We're close to McDonald's. I said, "Do you still want it?" She wasn't interested in the McDonald's anymore, so we continued on. And she wanted to be dropped off a little down the ways from the school. She's got this phase that she's been into lately where she's very particular about what car she's seen getting out of in front of the school. She prefers her mom's car, but my cars are, I guess, kind of hoopties. I get it. It's an image thing. But that was sometime probably between 8:20 and 8:40ish. Somewhere in there. It was along the stretch of the road that on the right side that has all the communities on it. Before you get to the overpass. You could see the overpass from where it was. So it was on that side, on that stretch of road, and that's where I dropped her off. She said she was going to go wait for her friends. She was going to go find them and hang out and wait for her friends. And I asked if that was going to be okay. She said, yeah, it's fine. Kids get dropped off early enough as it is. It's not totally unusual for that to happen. It's just not usually that early that I drop her off. I do school runs every once in a while for her. I said, okay. Let her out. Have a good day. Love you. Thanks. Love you too. And I turned around and was driving away and was watching her in my rearview mirror to make sure that she was going where she was supposed to go, and she was moving in that direction, but she was rummaging around in her backpack or something. What I assumed was probably headphones or something like that, but I found out later that she forgot her phone here, so she may have been rummaging for her phone. But she was still kind of making her way towards that direction, so it looked okay. It looked like any other day, and I just continued on.
After you dropped her off, what did you do?
Stayed, talked to her for a minute. I made sure, is it all right that you're going early? Because it was still early. And she said, yeah, it's fine. I'm going to hang out and wait for my friends to get there, which she does sometimes, so it didn't sound, outrageous or anything. And that was it. Told her to have a good day. I loved her. She told me she loved me too. I turned around to leave, and I was watching her in my rearview mirror. And she looked like she was walking in the right direction. She was rummaging in her bag a little bit, like I said, but still sort of just shambling in the right direction while she was doing it. So it looked normal. It looked okay.
Okay, and then what did you do after you left the area?
I left to go to the local vape shop because I needed some more vape juice. They weren't quite open yet, so I ended up going back home. Waited about an hour or so and then went back and checked the vape shop again. It was open, so I got what I needed there and came back.
Do you remember what time you came home?
The first time was probably right around 10, close to it. And then I waited here and went back to the vape shop. Probably finished at the vape shop and came back home again a little after 11.
And then what'd you do after that?
I had a couple errands to run over on 192. She was talking about making a BJ shopping list. She just wanted to make sure I was back in time for us to both go pick up. So I was visiting some card shops around the area on 192. I'm kind of a nerd, so we had a new trading card game release, and I was seeing what the situation was with it.
Do you remember what places you visited?
Yeah, Coliseum of Comics. Stopped by a couple Targets, and I was going to go to House Rules Games down by Oak and 192. But I didn't make it that far. I got a flat tire on the way.
Do you remember where you got your flat tire?
It was on 192. I pulled into one of those plazas somewhere. It's been about 10 years since I switched out a tire, though, so I made a lot of rookie mistakes and ended up pinning my thumb between the frame and the jack. Yeah, I'm lucky it's not a lot worse than it could have been.
Do you remember the name of the plaza by any chance? Do you remember like what stores were in this plaza?
It was like right before you got to Oak, though, so it was one of those little strips.
Okay.
I don't know, you've probably been asked already, but she's never ran away or been away for longer than a certain period of time, amount of time, nothing like that?
No, she's very dependent on us. I don't think she'd know what to do if she did run away. She's not the type. She's a good kid.
Besides the ADHD, is she diagnosed with anything else?
Yeah, she was tested a while back and had some symptoms of autism, so she's potentially on the spectrum there.
Okay.
She was officially diagnosed with it when she was younger, when she was retested and said, well, she shows symptoms of being on the spectrum, but maybe not full-on autistic.
When did you come back to help Pardon?
Yeah. What do you mean?
Like, because you live down south, right? Mm-hmm. When did you come back up north to help her?
I just got here this weekend.
Do you remember what day it was?
Sunday. Sunday was her birthday party, so yeah, it was the evening after her birthday party. Sunday.
Okay. Do you remember what time you got here on Sunday?
8:30ish, maybe.
Okay.
Just in time to make sure that she was doing all her nighttime routines. And wait for her mom to get home.
Did you guys go anywhere last night? Was that media?
Maybe. I think Fox 35 or something was coming.
Let me, if it is, let me tell him he needs to take it out.
Okay.
I don't recall. You have to ask her if we went anywhere. I don't recall. I was so zonked out on Ativan at that point.
Okay.
It said it was a wreck. I don't think...
And this would have been when?
Yes, thank you.
I don't recall us going anywhere last night, but honestly, at that point my brain was mush and I was on so many tranquilizers to keep me stable. I was just...
You said Ativan?
Yeah.
You make a U-turn, you go back to the McDonald's, but you said that she still doesn't want the McDonald's.
Still doesn't want it. She was just going to eat the Danishes that I had given her.
So you're going up here now, still northbound on Jong-Young Parkway. Mm-hmm. You make a left at Town Center this time.
Town Center, then make a right onto, yes.
And then you drop her off around like...
Dropped her off around halfway up the road there.
Okay. So keep in mind, all of this is still northbound.
Okay.
Right? You're still northbound on Jong-Young Parkway.
Northbound.
So why is your car seen going southbound at 8:10? I'll show you what location it is. McDonald's is over here. Mm-hmm. At 8:10, your car is seen going southbound at this intersection. So meaning going toward Kissimmee.
I had forgotten something. I had forgotten my gate clicker. I'm sorry. I forgot. I had gone back to the house real quick after we left because I forgot my gate clicker. I actually had to go through the front gate and use my parking pass to grab my clicker. So it was the wrong time. I'm sorry. Like I said, I was guesstimating these times. I'm not a morning person.
I don't think I have any other questions. Do you, Louis?
I don't know where my head was yesterday. It was so far up my backside.
That's okay. We understand. In the meantime, while we're waiting for all this to get sorted out, I am going to hold on to your phone, okay? I'll give it back to you when we're done. Okay? Do you have any questions for us?
How long are you going to need my phone?
I'm not sure. I'm waiting for my supervisor to call me.
My dad. No, it's just my dad's using that to get a hold of me and get updates.
They can call Jen's phone.
Okay.
Did the other detective give you his business card?
I believe so.
Okay, well, here's mine in case you want it for any reason.
Okay.
Okay? Do you swear that everything you told us is true?
Yes.
Okay, thank you so much. Thanks for your time. We appreciate it. I know it's a little hectic right now.
Okay. So at this point, that's really all that's going on. Now, all those documents were released, and I am going to try and give y'all a link to them in the About section of this video, so you'll be able to see all of them. It's supposed to be 1,008 pages, but it's only 896 pages at this point. And a lot of them are redacted, but that's okay. There's still a lot of good information. But there'll be a couple links. And I want you to be careful when you open them, and trigger warning, because there's one document that's 36 pages that describes some of the acts against Madeline. Let's see. Describes, hold on, I'm sorry. It will describe 60 counts. It'll describe all the acts, and a lot of them are hard to hear. So, but the link to those documents will be in there if you're interested in. And yeah. So what do y'all think? Do you think Stephan Sterns should get the death penalty? They decided he is going to get the death penalty. Where did that information go? Where'd it go? Okay, when Stephan Sterns was indicted by the grand jury, and then authorities discuss if they can, whether or not they're going to file the death penalty. And on June 11th, 2024, the state attorney's office announces it will seek the death penalty against Sterns if convicted. Factors include aggravated CA, familial authority, heinous nature of the crime, and Sterns' prior charges, which is all the SA charges. Now, in the state of Florida, Governor DeSantis signed legislation last October 2023 that would make capital S battery against a child under 12 a death penalty crime. But the acts committed against Madeline before she was like under 13 or before she was 12 were before that legislation was signed, so it would not apply to this case, but it still applies as prior crimes, and that is what makes him eligible for the death penalty now. And personally, I think he should get it. You know what drives me crazy is there are these women, you know, I see him on TikTok just drooling over Wade Wilson, who, if you don't know him, he unalived 2 women in Cape Coral, Florida, viciously, brutally, horribly. And I'll be doing a full video on him soon. But there are women, particularly on TikTok, I'm sure they're everywhere, that are just fawning over him. They're so in love with him. Oh, he's so gorgeous, though. And they don't think he should get the death penalty. And it's all about their loins. It's all because they think he's good looking, so they don't think he should get the death penalty. He absolutely should get the death penalty. He's a vicious animal and he needs to be put down, you know? But they think because he's hot that he shouldn't get the death penalty. And then there are people chiming in saying, well, I'm just opposed to the death penalty. I'm like, really? Are you? Are you, Linda? Because you weren't last week, you know. But these same women think Stephan Sterns should get the death penalty. And I understand the difference. The difference is Stephan Sterns unalived and brutalized for years, a child. But if he's not, I don't think Stephan Sterns is bad looking. He's just, I can see the emptiness in his eyes that he's demonic. But I'm sure he's got admirers out there. I bet if I research enough, I can find some ladies that like him and don't want him to get the death penalty. I bet you I can. But it's all about how good looking they are. The better looking they are, the more likely these chicks running around with problems are going to be like, don't put him to death. I love him. Wade Wilson will bury these women if he had the chance. He's dangerous. So anyway, that's it. I'm disturbed, the state of things. Nothing new. There's no new movement of any sort in the Sebastian Rogers case. There's really not much to cover there. Something new comes out about that, I will cover it. Now, I know there's nothing new in the Madeline Soto case, but I feel like there's plenty to talk about with Sebastian. There is just no kind of news, really. So, but we will be keeping an eye on Stephan Sterns and make sure some justice is met. Like I've said it before, I don't think when someone is unalived, I don't think justice can ever really, I don't think there can ever really truly be justice, because that person's gone. Their light has been snuffed out. So there can never really be true justice. But, you know, I guess we just do the best with what we have. We got to look for it. But, you know, I know that Vinnie Politan says justice to him is the truth. Justice to me, it doesn't exist. I don't think there's any such thing as justice, because justice is an ideal, and I don't think it can be met, because I just don't think there's any justice in the world, because at the end of the day, the people are still dead, you know? So, but that's it. That's all I have to say on this topic, and I'm going to go, but I'll talk to everyone later. Bye.